In this chapter, we are going to see about the page factory in Selenium. So in a previous lecture, we know that we learned like how to use the page object model, how to write the tests, and how to write the reusable functions. Let's see how to use the page factory. Okay, so let's go to our home page or maybe any other page. Okay, so we'll start with the home page or maybe the login page. Okay, let me close all others and let me minimize this one. Okay, now what is the use of page factory? Is basically page factory is an annotation in Selenium that is used to find the locators. Okay, so to find the locators, so what is the benefit? Because we are here also we are trying to find the element with the help of find element method. Then why we should go with the at findBy? One major thing is basically at findBy claims that it can avoid the stale element references error exception, and another one is the it will be a little faster comparing to the find element finding strategy with the help of cache lookup. Okay, so I'll just try to explain that. Okay, so first of all, we have to use the annotations in the class level, not within the method. We cannot write or we cannot find element within the method. We have to write that within the class level. So here the syntax is at the rate find by, and then I'm going to I have to say like what is the element. For example, here you can see it's a tag name which has a h1, right? So here I can say like tag name, and then within the double quotes I can give the value. Okay, now this is going to return me what? This is going to return me web element. So I can say the type, and then I can say like a name to that. Okay, it's like creating a variable here. So I'll just name this like a header. Okay, that's it. Now we are not going to use this header outside of this page. Okay, so all your locator should be within the page. So what we can do is we can make this data type as a private here. Actually we can write this in 1 or 2 line, doesn't really matter, but just for your understanding, at findBy is a locator finding strategy, and we can say like what is the scope, what is the data type, and the name of the element. Okay, so this is the basic fundamental of using of finding at findBy. Now let's see how to use this. Okay, so here we are, what we are doing, we are finding the element and then we are returning the text, right? So instead of that, what can I say? Like I can say like this dot header, and I can say like get text, and then I can just return the text, right? So it's going to return me the text and I can return the text here, right? So instead of finding like this, we are finding like this. Another advantage, just for your learning, for example, I also have to check whether this header is displayed on the page or not, right? So in that scenario, I cannot use the same header because here we are returning the string. Of course I cannot have multiple return type, right? So what we can do is we can return only the element. So I can say like public void get header, okay. uh, we can do it several way. I can just return only the header, the element header element, or else based on my scenario, for example, I have to check is displayed or not, that is I'm expecting true or false, not or true or false, right? So I can say like is header um, displayed, something like that, and then I can say like return this dot header is displayed. Okay, so this is going to return me the boolean or false, right? I mean true or false. Okay, so if I do the same thing here, that means of course I have to copy the element, right? So I have to copy this element and I have to paste it here, then I have to use the is displayed function, then I have to again return the state, right? But once we do that in the class level, then definitely it will be easier. So I will try to find the element only once and I can use wherever I need, right? So that is also one more advantage. Another advantage is like I can use the term called at the late, I mean not term, so basically it's an annotation, cache lookup. So what does cache lookup do? In the sense, cache lookup will try to store this particular element within the browser cache itself. The name itself says like cache lookup. That means if you are trying to find the element for n number of times, then it will not go and refine the element. Rather, it will take the value from the cache. For example, is header displayed? Here also we are using the element, so that will go and find first time. Then we are saying like set get page header, and there also we are using the same variable, so it will go and find the element again, right? But instead of that, if I say cache lookup, it will store the data, that element type, right? So here you can read the description. and that means it will not change, right? So it will just reuse, it will try to reuse the same element that is now, right? Now we should not use the cache lookup for each and every scenario. For example, if we are going to use the web table concept, for example, if I go and search something, the table data is going to change, right? So in that scenario we should not use cache lookup, that will end up with stale element references. Like if I have like something like static, I know that header is going to be static in my page, then in that scenario we can use the cache lookup. So that will not try to find the element again and again, rather it will try to find only once and it will store that in the memory, so the browser memory, and from there it will use. Okay, that's it. So this is the page factory. Now how to use for different in scenario, let me show you one more example as well. We'll go with the XPath. Okay, so here you can write everything on the class level, like here itself you can find everything, or else you can find on top of any method, anyhow is fine. Okay, so here I can say like at the rate findBy, and then I can say like XPath equal to the XPath value. Let me copy this one, and here I'm going to say private, and then I'm going to say the return type is web element, and then it's going to return me what? It's going to return me the login btn, right? So login button. Okay, and here instead of this line, what can I do? I can say like driver, not driver, sorry. So it should be like this dot login button dot click. Okay, so that's it, pretty much done, right? Now let's go back and try to execute our test script just to make sure that nothing is broken as of now. So we'll do the test case one itself. Okay, so it passed and it got failed. Actually, the failure reason is basically, I think there is some, okay, we are getting null pointer. Okay, that is what I wanted to show you as well. Yeah, so here you can see that we are getting null pointer exception, and it's coming from the page login page in the line number of what do you call that, 39, right? So it's failed during this one. If you notice here, it entered the username and password. While it's going to click on the login button, it got failed, right? That means, let me show you once more time. Yeah, so the valid welcome message also using the driver dot find element XPath. So it worked fine. Then we tried to enter the click login menu where we are also using the driver, so that also worked fine, right? And then when I enter the username password, that is also worked, but when I try to click on the login button, it's using this dot login button, right? So if I go to here, you can see that this is, so that means my at find by didn't work and it's throwing me null pointer exception. Let us understand why we are getting this. Okay, so in all our previous method we use like driver dot find element. So driver, we have the object, and based on the object it is able to find on the DOM, right? But when I say at the rate find by, I'm asking to find the element with the help of XPath, and the value is this, and I'm trying to store this in this particular reference variable, right? Variable. But I didn't say like which driver I have to use, right? So this dot driver, it's not going to work in this scenario. So what we have to use, we have to call the constructor. I mean, we have to call the page factory in the constructor. So let me show you the syntax. So here I'm going to say page factory dot init element. Okay, so page factory dot init element is the init elements is the actual what we call that function to say. For example, here I will say like driver, and here I will say like this. Okay, so let me tell you what is this. Okay, so page factory dot init element, in the sense this will make sure that whenever we call the find by annotations, that's going to pass this driver to this internally. Okay, so whatever the driver we are going to get, we will set it here. And this, in the sense, we are saying like in which page we want to do, in which class. So this means of course it is going to represent the current class. So this is the actual syntax to use the at find by. If you don't have this page factory init element in your constructor, definitely it will end up with null pointer exception. So I'm just going to quickly add that to maybe all the constructor here. I'm not using in all the pages, but just for your reference, I'm adding it in this class as well. Okay, now let's go to a login test and let's try to run this now. Hopefully it should pass now. Okay, now here you can say all our tests got passed. Okay, so that is the usage of page factory and the snippet, I mean the actual code to use this. So if you missed this one, if you forgot to add the page factory dot init elements, definitely your page factory will not work. And this is the example to use the page factory. Okay, so very simple concept, but there are few disadvantages as well. For example, we cannot use the dynamic, we cannot make it dynamic in the at findBy. For example, let's say that um, here we have this example, right? So here let's say that this text is going to change. It might be login or it might be sign in some scenarios. Okay, so what we can do is, let's say that I have a string here, string text equal to, let's say that it's going to be sign in now. Okay, just assume it's going to be sign in now. So what can I do is, I can just remove this guy and I can do the string concatenation here, right? So I can do the string concatenation and I can say like this one. So that means in the runtime we are trying to generate the dynamic XPath. So it will be, while going to the browser, it will just add this value, the sign in value here, and that will make it as a dynamic XPath, right? But in terms of page factory, that is not possible. Let me show you that. Okay, so I'm just going to comment this line as of now. Okay, and we'll just recorrect this one. Okay, now let's go up, and if I try to do the same thing in this scenario in the page factory, that is not possible. Let me show you. So if I say like string text equal to sign in, and then if I try to change this, so let me add double quotes, double plus, and if I say text, that will not work. Okay, it will not work in any conditions. However you try, you cannot do that. Okay, so if I mouse over on this, you can see that the value of annotation attribute at findBy must be a constant. Okay, so constant in the sense we cannot change constant expressions, basically we cannot change it at any cost. Okay, so that is the disadvantage of what we call that, page factory annotations, I believe, because most of the time we have to write the dynamic XPath based on the test cases or the test scenarios. So of course we can use mix and match, we can use the driver or we can use that page at findBy also. That is not a problem, that is what we have used here as well. But most of the code companies do not prefer to mix match. Either they go with the findBy or they go with the driver.find elements, or there is also something like by dot something. So like using the by class or by also we can find, so that is also possible. Okay, so that's it for the page factory. I hope you understood like what is page factory and how to use that in our code, and the benefits out of page factory and also the disadvantage. So based on the project you have to implement that. Okay, so we'll see in the next chapter.